Testing, testing. My name is Alette Lenoir, and I'm the new head archivist at La Presque Berit, an institute where we investigate the paranormal, the unexplained, and the peculiar. I am currently serving within the Edinburgh archive as a temporary replacement, and the previous head seems to have left his office an absolute disarray. I've taken it upon myself to make tape recordings of all previous files as to reduce the avog of the area before the new archivist presents himself. It is my belief that until now these files have not seen the light of day. To begin, I have case file number 19048. This file contains the best transcription our team could produce of witness accounts and a diary that recounts an event referred to as the lottery. For this event, it is as though a town experienced mass hysteria and would storm those in their fellowship to their demise. Witness statement reads:
It was late June, 26th, the 27th. I was in a neighboring town, trying to do some errands that I needed to run. I needed butter at the time. And, the townspeople, they came up to me. They said they had a tradition, that it was lucky I came on this day. They were all gathering in the middle of the town. I didn't really feel like sitting around. I had things to do, so I went to do my errands. And I heard this screaming. It wasn't fair. And no, not this. So I came running back. The whole town was just surrounding her. By the time I got there, she was already dead. Covered in these bruises. They were just throwing more and more rocks at her. It was horrific. They wouldn't stop. Kids had all these rocks in their hands, some of them giggling about it. While she just stayed there. Tessie, No, I will not calm down. You're treating me as though I'm crazy. This happened. I swear it's true. I saw it.
The record of the witness statement ends there. Statement is unclear as to what the reasoning behind the odd murder was, but going back in the records, I can find this happened every year. This woman kept going back, looking for answers, I suppose. She did not seem to reach them, and if her story was true, I am under the belief she may have met a similar fate. The final time she came into the building, there's record of her being covered in ruler-shaped bruises she refused to explain. Diary doesn't say much more about this lottery, but the final page is one relative statement scrawled upon it. I hope they all starve. BRES Recording 2, file number 21892. This file contains only a witness statement and records of a later autopsy regarding a Jane Doe. I suppose there's no last name listed. In fact, there's no last name listed for any of this. Either a filing error or failure to do an investigative job correctly. The account claims to discuss Jane going mad and there being a woman within the walls. Witness statement begins.
I didn't know what was wrong with her. Jane was at home and on a rescue, but I didn't expect her to go mad. Not like this. She would scream, guttural screaming that made me just want to leave that place, but I couldn't. I promised John. I promised him. I said I would help her. But when she started tearing apart the walls, locking herself in the room, I told her she would kill herself doing that. I really did. It was strange. I didn't believe her at first, you see. She would talk about a woman in the walls. The woman in the walls. We all thought she had just gone mad, but when we were able to get into the room, the walls were torn open, and after a while, Jane herself ran into the open spaces in the walls where the insulin had been removed. She just stood there, the shape of her protruding from the flat, yellow wall.
Statement is torn and stained near the bottom. I can't read it through the damage. No further elaboration on any investigative efforts to Jane wandering within the walls. But when she died, there was an autopsy done on her body, namely her brain, at the request of an individual who wished to remain anonymous. Doctor's file says there's no sign of any damage or neurological flow within her frontal lobe. implying that Ghosts was not an outcome. Almost as though Jane was always mad. Or as though she was never mad in the first place. TRES recording 3, file number 19703. File contains a newspaper article, death records, and there's 2 witness statements. It's unusual in our office for a file to have multiple statements. I would think a case with so much evidence will be picked up by a different institute that handles more reasonable matters, and the answers must lie with me. Witness statement 1 begins.
I didn't think much of it. It was a package, and I didn't think. There was a button inside. It was large and had a dome surrounding it. He gave us a key, and I thought he was joking. I really did. Some kind of social experiment, maybe. There was no way for someone to just drop dead and for us to get $50,000. No way, really. He said I could if I pressed the button. Somebody I didn't know would die and I would receive the payout. He said I wouldn't have to watch either. My family needed money. We've been drowning in bills and I didn't know, but it worked. The button. I killed somebody. I killed them and had no remorse. I just had my family in mind. But I don't care that he died. I just got the money.
First witness statement, somewhat unclear. Individual just continues rambling about a balcony, and the death records are attached to this portion of the file. Records read about an uptick of unexplained random deaths over a period of years. No medical reasoning or outside forces, people simply dropping dead. It would seem as though the previous witness who worked within a mortuary and provided our office with these records. She also never elaborates on the ETH she mentions multiple times within her statement. The second statement may have further answers. It begins.
I didn't know what he was selling, and the package was there, taunting us. My wife didn't want anything to do with it, but I couldn't resist. I opened it, and there it sat. The button. Big and red, beautiful. It offered prosperity if I only just pressed it. One small touch, and I could have what I needed. We needed the money. My son, he's sick in the hospital payments. We needed what it offered. So I pressed it. The money, it helped, but the guilt, my wife still doesn't know. I didn't know what to tell her. The salesman, he gave me this card. Here, you can have it. Take the button too, for all I care.
Statement ends there. Witness also provided our office with a newspaper article about the optical salesman that you mentioned, and with the button that seemed drove her crazy with guilt. The button required is in a separate room for further investigation, as original research into this case